Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Angela McCall. We start tonight with the story of one Michigan woman who had one of the worst cases of COVID doctors had ever seen. She is still suffering from brain fog, or in her case, brain cells that died from the virus. She's been identified as one of the first patients in the country where the virus affected her brain activity, turning her journey into what will be a years-long recovery process.
Come on, Rachel, you got this.
Come on, you can do it.
When Rachel Wu was admitted to Mary Free Bed, she couldn't even sit up. It's hard today for her to watch these videos.
Because it looks like it's fake, it's not belong to me. It wasn't me.
The fire department showed up to her home in West Bloomfield last March. When her friends became worried, she was unresponsive and not alert.
I would have been dead, but, they took me to the hospital. That's what they say. I don't remember. I don't know what happened to me.
As doctors treated her, they discovered parts of her brain had dissolved, meaning her brain cells had died. Her case referenced in numerous medical journals, even the New York Times, referencing her story.
It was so severe that it was very obvious too, clinically, whereas, she couldn't feed herself, she couldn't swallow, she couldn't walk, she couldn't use the bathroom. So what we saw in imaging really did correlate with what we saw in person.
Dr. Wong and his team helped her slowly regain her strength to help her overcome her physical challenges. Her son's also by her side from day one, even making the decision to put her on hospice, where she miraculously became better.
She just looks and she's like, "Why are you guys crying?" And we're like, for us, it was almost like a crazy, I guess, like almost for me, it was like a miracle kind of thing where it was like, you can talk, And so from there, it was just kind of like we told the doctors, like, I think.
Trevor continues to act as a caretaker for his mom, helping her through the challenges like brain fog that continues today.
Yeah, it's a fog. It's fogged up. My brain is fogged up, but it doesn't hurt. But still, I can manage myself to, love little by little, getting better. Yeah.
Rachel can now drive a little, walk and talk, and again live somewhat independently.
I think she kind of surprised myself and all the staff. I mean, even within like 2 to 3 weeks, she was walking without a walker and could have, a really solid conversation with us. And so usually when we see someone that weak from a brain injury, her rate of progress in 1 month was usually for most people 6 months.
Her progress today, not only thanks to the doctors at Mary Free Bed, but her sons, who continue to help her with the tasks she still has yet to accomplish on her own.
My kids been very, very good to me. I mean, they dedicate their life to help me. They took care of me as like a father. Yep, not the son. So it's been good.
Unfortunately, those brain cells that died will never come back, but Rachel does hope for a full recovery within the next couple of years. In addition to brain fog, doctors say COVID may increase the risk of developing Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, and taking a closer look now at other organs that can be affected. According to the Mayo Clinic, the heart can be impacted, with image tests taken months after recovery showing lasting damage. The lungs can also be affected, with officials saying the type of pneumonia associated with COVID may have the possibility to impact the tiny air sacs in the lungs. Some adults and children can also experience multi-system inflammatory syndrome, or MIS-C, after COVID, where organs and tissues become severely inflamed. Officials continue to stress vaccination as one of the best defenses against the virus.